Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I'm going to be talking about Crossout Designator a little bit. So this card is kind of coming back into the format. I just want to talk about it real quick. So if you play a deck like Branded, this card is pretty good. Even a deck like Cashier can play this. A lot of the other decks really cannot play this right now, at least meta decks. So what you can call with this card, obviously we could just go over like the, Ash Blossom, that's pretty obvious. Imperm's pretty obvious. Nib, that's pretty obvious. This card's very obvious on hitting stuff like this. And then there's also stuff like Book of Eclipse that you can also stop, just because of how popular this card is. And if you can cross out, hit it, that's pretty good. If you didn't hit a hand trap with your cross out, but then you can still hit something with it and at least do a 1-for-1 trade. It's pretty nice because then they're going to have to do engine versus engine, and if you went first and fully set up, your engine should just be winning anyhow. Do note that if they do have double eclipse, they could chain, because this isn't once per turn or anything, so they could chain if they wanted to. Next thing I want to talk about was Dimension Barrier, or Dimensional Barrier. You can hit this with Crossout, and that's going to be a really big interaction, especially because Lady Labyrinth and all that lets you go ahead and set D barrier from the deck. So it's not like you're just trying to cross out a D barrier, which isn't even bad. But the thing is the odds of you drawing cross out and the odds of them drawing barrier is pretty low. But then you do the odds of them drawing barrier or the odds of them drawing Ash. While they also play Prosperity, Duality, and they can search barrier with Trap Trick or with their engine, etc., etc. And it's okay, I would probably side Crossout going second into this matchup, especially because of how easy it is to get something like D barrier. So that'll be interesting, and also because this card really has zero counterplay except for Crossout, just because of how strong this card is. They banned Red Reboot, which, I kind of agree with, but we do need something else to be able to stop stuff like this because of how toxic this card is. This card should honestly just be banned. Then another card that Crossout can be very good against is Branded Expulsion. If people are trying to set this card up more to go for stuff like the Gimmick Puppet Lock, where they can just stop you from special summoning for a turn. And honestly, once you can't special summon for a turn, that's just game. Especially if they want to, they can redo this again and lock you next turn. So you really just need an out to it. And also in something like a Branded Mirror match, that's the only way you'd be able to do it with this, because it's the only time you have Expulsion in your deck. You can cross out, hit Expulsion, and then you could also cross out. They don't even go for this. You could hit Branded in red. You could hit just pretty much anything from their deck that you have in your deck. So that's very nice, being able to go ahead and do that. Crossout's always been very good in a mirror match. But that's honestly it for the video. I just want to go over a quick talk of Crossout Designator and how this card could end up becoming a little bit better in certain decks, especially with the rise of D barrier and how scary this card is. Also there's one card I forgot to talk about, Talents. This is another card that you should probably have right around here, just because Talents is still very popular, especially with people playing Thrust. You can go ahead and cross out Talents, and then that's pretty good. Just being able to try to trade with your cross out 1-for-1 is nice. Technically, if you want to, you could also play Thrust. You could also have Evenly match if you want to, but a deck like Branded has Expulsion that beats Evenly because it puts a monster on their field, so that way they can't activate Evenly. But that is going to be it for the video. Just wanted to do a quick little discussion on this. And with that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.